Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about process states in operating system. See, in a multi-programming environment, there are multiple processes present in the main memory at a given point of time. But a processor can execute only one process at a given point of time. There are many processes. If a processor continues execution of a single process forever, all the other processes will just have to wait forever. This is not an ideal situation. A processor has to switch between these processes. For that purpose, we have something called process states. There are various states of a process, and during the lifetime of a process, it goes from one state to another. In this video, we will see what are the various states of a process and how a process goes from one state to another. When a process is created, it is in new state or created state. A process is in new state or created state. At this point of time, process is not present in the main memory. It is in the secondary memory. So once a process is created, it's a new state, a long-term scheduler or a job scheduler picks this process and takes it into main memory. That time the process goes into ready state. A scheduler picks a new job and that goes into ready state. There can be many processes in ready state. For that purpose, we have something called ready queue, which stores all the ready jobs or all the ready processes. So, what happens when the CPU is available? A scheduler, which is also known as CPU scheduler or short-term scheduler, looks at the ready queue and it picks a job, and a dispatcher assigns CPU to that particular process. Then the process can start its execution. So that time the process moves from ready state to running state. When it is picked by the scheduler and the dispatcher assigns CPU to that process, it goes into running state. In the running state, it will perform its job, it will complete its job, then it will go to terminated state. When a process is terminated, it is taken out of the main memory. All the resources associated with that process is released. So, this is the normal flow. A process is created, it does its job, it is executed, then it will get into terminated state. That is a normal flow. There can be some other cases as well. For example, a running process can be interrupted. Let's say a process P1 has set a time limit of 10 milliseconds. Once the 10 millisecond is over, the process will be interrupted and then it will go to ready state. So, a running process is interrupted and it goes to ready state. It can be any interrupt, it can be an IO interrupt as well. So when a running process is interrupted, it goes to ready state. It can also happen that a running process might have to wait for some input. It might need some input from another process, or it might need some input, it might need some IO device which is not available as of now. Then what happens? The running process goes into waiting state or blocked state. Input, or it is IO device wait, process goes to waiting state. Once that input is, or the IO device which it needs is available, it can go back to ready state. Input is available, it will go to ready state. Just like we have multiple ready jobs. There are multiple waiting jobs at a particular point of time. So we need a queue for this one also. There is a waiting queue. See, remember one more thing here. A process can't straight away go from waiting to running state. It has to go from waiting to ready state. Then only it can get into running mode. These are the basic or the primary states of a process. In some systems which support virtual memory, there are two more states. One is suspended ready state. What is this suspended ready meaning? Imagine there are a lot of ready processes in the main memory and the main memory is getting full. We need some space for the higher priority jobs which come in. Then what we do, all the lower priority jobs are taken out from the main memory and they are taken to secondary memory. So those jobs are swapped into secondary memory. That's when the jobs go into suspended ready state. Again, when the memory is available, they can come back to ready state. Similarly, there is one more state that is known as suspended wait state. If there are a lot of jobs in waiting state, in the waiting queue, then what happens? We need some space for the higher priority jobs which come in. We swap a couple of processes which are low in priority and they go into suspended wait state. Again, later on when the memory is available, they can come back to waiting state. This diagram, as it shows the transition of state from one state to another, this diagram is known as state transition diagram for a process. So these are all the various states of a process. Thank you.